Zombicide. I'm Greg.
And I'm Katie. Welcome to the Meeple Society. Today we are on episode 90, part 10 of the S's. Part 10 of 12. We're almost done with the S's. This is the biggest number yet, or letter yet, biggest letter yet.
Until we get to the next one, which is T.
T's didn't have this many. T's, I haven't counted, but I
figured T's had more.
No, I'm pretty sure S's was the largest.
So if you're a designer out there, stop making games that start with S.
Yes. Q's. Q's are a good letter. Better. Or what's the one
X.
we don't have any X?
No, we have an X.
We have one X.
Yeah, we have one X. Unless we somehow come upon a copy of Zaya for a decent price.
Right. So anyway.
15 games.
Before we get started, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon if you want notification of future content.
Or click the link below and that'll show you where all of our social media is at.
Yeah. Okay, now we can start. 15 games.
15 games again. And let's stomp right through these with Stomple.
Okay, we played this last night with Co-op of Nerds, with Doug and Mary, and it was actually kind of fun. It actually plays 6 players. I cannot imagine having 6 players on this board, though. So, this is how this works. You've got this is your board. Makes a lot of noise. You have a series of little Stomple people, and you draw them randomly after the board's been set up, so you don't know where you're going to end up. So you have all these marbles, and I'm not going to dump them all out, but we'll just put a handful on here. You have these marbles, and of course I pulled all cat's eyes. You have these marbles out on the board. I know, one more cat's eye. And everybody gets a color. And of course there's no colors of this one out. Here we go. Everybody starts the game somewhere on the border, and you stomp in one color, and that's your starting location. You can, on your next turn, you can move in any of the 8 positions around you, vertically, horizontally, diagonally, doesn't matter. You can stomp one color, or if you have a full set, you have to stomp all in that line. So for example, if I were to go here, which is really the only place I could go is here or here, but say this guy was here, I could go down and stomp this green, and that'd be the end of my turn. Or I could stomp this white. There we go. If you find yourself where you've got nothing around you, you're out of the game.
Unless you have a marble of your color.
Unless you have a marble of your color out, in which case you can jump to that color. That's the purpose of your color marbles. It allows you to jump. And why your opponents might want to take those out. See, this is my opponent. Might want to take those out just so you can't jump and you're eliminated from the game. Once there is only one person left on the board, because everybody else has been eliminated, that player scores 3 points for being the last player on the board, scores 3 points for every cat's eye marble that's left, and scores 1 point for each solid color marble that's left. You play to 15. The first person to 15 is the winner. So you play multiple rounds of this because it really does go very fast. I think each game took 10 minutes. We didn't really talk about any of the games we played last night, whether they were staying or going. So I don't know what this one's going to do. Like I said, we didn't talk about this one. But I thought it was interesting especially playing 6 players like it does. So yeah, I'm not sure on this one yet.
I like the colors on the box and the ones they gave us.
The colors on the box are very bright, vibrant.
Yeah, these are all
muted. I think this is a neat abstract strategy, and it plays a lot of players. Yeah. So my thought is we're going to hold on to it. That being said, you lose a marble and you can't play.
Yeah.
Because you need them all. Yeah. And they're all specific colors. The cat's eyes are probably the only ones that are going to be easy to replace.
Well, that's when you kind of take care of pop that marble out of there and then buy new marbles and glue the new marble into it. So you can always do that.
That's true.
I don't know how easy it would be to get those marbles out, though.
But I don't know. Anyway, for now, this is going to stick around, and we will decide later if we want to hold on to it still. So, yeah. But that is Stomple. What does it say? Outwit, outmaneuver, outstomp the competition. It's kind of fun to just shove those marbles through the... Anyway.
Next we got Spirits of the Wild Awakening. We've already talked about Spirits of the Wild, but
we did.
And if you listen to the podcast, you heard her say it's only available in Germany.
Yeah. Well, no, we talked about it on the last episode, I think it was, or episode 88 or 89.
90.
We're on 90 now.
Right.
So it had to have been 88,
well, I'm talking about
89.
on the podcast, we discussed it as well.
Right. But in the last episode, we discussed the fact that the new one, and we even talked about, which I thought was funny, we talked about what it needed. It needed an expansion, it needed a reprint, blah, blah, blah. And then we've heard that there was a new one coming. But I had heard it was only available in Europe. Well, after we got done, I looked online and found it available via Mattel Creations. So I ordered a copy. I was going to surprise Greg. And I put all that in the episode. It's in a note on the bottom of the screen. And then we got to Gen Con. And there they were, for less than I paid online. So we now have 2 copies. So that's okay. There are worse problems to have. Anyway, Spirits of the Wild Awakening. This is the reprint of the 2018 Spirits of the Wild that we talked about a couple episodes ago. As Greg had pointed out, what it needed was more animals. The original game came with 5 animals on one board. This is the new game. These are all the animals that are available to you. Now, mind you, there are 2 in here that are expansion. This is one player. Yeah, here's the other player. You still play with 5 animals. You don't play with all of these. Good Lord, that'd be a long game. But as long as everybody plays with the same 5 animals, that's all that matters. But you can pick and choose, and the game changes based on which animals you're using, which combinations you're using. I do like the fact, you pointed this out the other day, that it has character or icons up in the corners to tell you good matches, what animals work well together when you're playing the game. And so you can do all of those to start with. And I like the fact that the backside is German.
Yeah.
So it is a bilingual copy. Instead of the cards to do your actions, you have tokens, which is fine. Instead of just 6 spirit cards, they shrunk the size of the cards a little bit, which is fine. And this is German and English, but you now have 18 cards to choose from. You still only play with 6, but you have 18 to choose from. And I love that. I love that variability. I love that replayability. It really changes things up because they are vastly different. In case you missed that episode, very briefly, the way this game is played, on your turn, you are now using your tokens to determine what you're doing. Pull 2 stones from the bag, pick one and put it in your board. So you are pulling stones from this bag and you are putting it into the bowl, and then you are picking one. Ooh, that's a bad first draw. You're picking one to put onto whichever character you're using, and each of these requires something different. Like the moth says it wants 3 of a kind and then a single of a different color. If you complete both, you activate a spirit card. So maybe I want the 3 reds, and maybe I had a card that let me pick 2 up. So I'm going to put these 2 reds onto the moth, and then I'll just get another red in a different color later on. The spirit stones are used in a couple ways. There's 2 uses for the spirit stones. One is they go over here onto your animal. Now this would be pointless to do this on this one, but it closes off that animal. You can no longer add other stones to it. But they also determine the end of the game. When 5 of them come out of the bag, that's the end of the game, period. Game ends immediately. So that would be a very bad draw from the bag. I love this game. I love the original. This one is just as fun. I love the variability of it. I feel like we've got a lot more to explore on this one now. We've got to meet the designer at Gen Con, and that was a lot of fun. Very humble guy.
For a while.
Yeah. Anyway, Spirits of the Wild Awakening. If this is something that piques your interest, it is available at MattelCreations.com. I think it was $20 plus shipping. But I
the only
imagine
thing you don't get is the Gen Con.
You don't get the Gen Con promo, which is the 2
promo.
snakes. Yeah, which is the 2 snakes, the copperhead and the diamondback, I think. But
something like that.
Anyway,
coral snake. There was a coral.
Maybe it was a coral snake and a diamondback. Anyway, but it's Mattel, so it might be in stores soon. I hope it'll be in stores soon. This deserves to be.
And if they want to hear us talk about it some more, look for episode 94 of the podcast. We just did a a comparison.
We did. So anyway, fantastic game. Spirits of the Wild Awakening. Obviously, we're keeping this one. Okay.
Splash. With an upside down box lid.
Okay, so this, I counted this game out and when we first got it, and somehow I guess it is not instinctual for me to squeeze rubber toys anymore. Who was it that found out these squeaked?
Doug.
Doug was playing with them last night.
Them.
We played this last night with Doug and Mary from Cooperative Nerds and their 2 children because this is a game geared toward 5 and up.
There's one that's got a really high pitched squeak to it.
There is one.
There it is.
That's the one. Anyway, so how this plays. And this actually, when we were reading through the rules, Mary pointed out it sounded like spoons. And I have never played spoons. That will be on the next video. But are you having fun? Okay.
Would you just tell them about the game? I'm trying to put the dolphins in here where they're not like on top of each other.
Okay.
There.
Anyway, so how this plays. It plays 3 to 6. And you take out a number of sets of cards based on the number of players. So there are 4 of each card in here. So you sort them out by the numbers. And of course, these are not well sorted out, but you sort them out by the numbers and then grab sets equal to the number of players. You have to include the splash set though. Shuffle them all up. Oops, wrong way. And deal them out. So everybody has a hand of 4 cards. You are looking at your hand of cards. Oh, that's a good hand to start with. Now, which one do I get rid of, though? You're looking at your hand of cards. You're choosing one to pass. Meanwhile, every other player at the table is doing the same thing, and you're passing 1 card at a time around the table until you can make a set of 4 of the same card.
Or until somebody
can make a set of 4 of the same card. And as soon as that happens, put your cards out, you grab a dolphin from the middle of the table. And as soon as you see somebody grab a dolphin from the middle of the table, you reach in and grab a dolphin also. The last person to not have a dolphin, the one person that doesn't get one, because you put out dolphins equal to 1 less than the number of players. If you manage to grab a dolphin, you get a check mark on the S, and then the P, and then the L, and then the A, etc., until you spell the word splash. Whoever doesn't get the dolphin, the one person who doesn't get it, again, this feels like a game of musical chairs type of thing. That person doesn't get a little mark toward the word. First person to spell the word out wins the game. Simple as that. I don't know that we got a true play at it last night.
Yes, because we left out one of the mechanisms. The fake.
Oh, we did leave out the fake.
Because you can fake. You can act like you're going, and if somebody grabs one and you don't have a set, then they lose points.
Yes. Well, everybody else gains a point.
Everybody else gains a point. Yeah.
So we did leave that out because we were playing with a 5-year-old. And there were plenty of times where one of us had the set of 4, and we would yell, "Oh, 4, grab a dolphin," and we're just like doing this number to reach for it, trying to give Georgie and Gracie time to grab a dolphin first. Gracie was pretty good at it. And Georgie actually got a set of 4 at one point. I was very proud of him. He knew how to play. He just could not quite grasp the concept of grabbing the dolphin when somebody else had a set of 4. But it was still a fun play. I'm glad we got to play it with them, and I know they very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, considering Gracie goes, "That's it? That's all the game?"
Yes. So I'm thinking, because this is so much like 2 other games we have.
Yeah, Can't Catch Harry, and we have the game of Spoons.
Exactly. I'm thinking this one we may pass on. Georgie wanted the dolphins, so we may just give this to them and see if they want it. And their kids enjoyed the game, so maybe it'd be something they could play with their friends. So I think we may be passing this one on to Cooperative Nerds. But that is Splash, a card game of fast action and fast fun. One thing I did like, and it was like halfway through the game before I saw it, each of these cards, it talks about the animal on the card. Like the manatee. All around the edge of the manatee, it says the manatee is a sea mammal that is very slow, gentle, and kind. It loves to eat plants, lives in shallow, warm, tropical waters, and is on the verge of extinction. And the seal is a sea mammal that can dive 2,000 feet underwater. Holy mackerel, I didn't know that.
I didn't know they could go that deep.
It can remain underwater for up to 43 minutes before it needs to come up for air. Wow. The octopus is hard to see because it can change colors to match its surroundings. It can crawl slowly with its 8 arms or move quickly by using jet propulsion. I just thought that was really neat that they put these little facts about the sea animals on here. Anyway, that is Splash. And like I said, it's probably going to be passed on to Guapo Nerds. All right.
Next we have Square One.
This is a heavy box.
We picked this up at Gen Con.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, we picked this up in the Gen Con, I want to say yard sale, and that's not right. The flea market.
Flea market, yes.
Okay, so this is
the follow-up.
The follow-up. Thank you. That's the word. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. I want to say second edition. I'm like, that's not right. It is a follow-up.
And this is the game when I first saw it, I was like, going, how is that any more interesting than
Project L?
Project L.
So, but it wasn't too bad. And it does come with a mini expansion, which we did not get a chance to play. So how this plays, you've got a number of these types of cards sitting out. Based on your player count, you have so many black ones out.
Is it? Yeah.
I think
all the white ones stay out.
All the white ones are out.
And the black-backed ones.
Yes, because the white ones are easier. So you have these out just like Project L, and you have so many laid out, and the rest are turned over. And part of your actions is to grab a tile. So you can take any tile and just put it down in front of you. You can have up to 4 at a time. Also on your turn, you can use your pieces. You start with so many pieces, just like in Project L. You start with, I think, 2 greens and a yellow, or 2 yellows and a green. Now, how this is different is that each of these tiles require something different. So, for example, this one requires 1 green tile to be placed here to complete that. You have to work from top to bottom. You can't do this one first and then come back. You have to work from top to bottom. So this requires 2 greens and a yellow. On my turn, I could just simply take a yellow tile. That is a valid turn option. You get 3 actions per turn. Was it 3 or 4? Now I don't remember.
2, I thought.
3 actions. So you could take a yellow tile as one of your actions. Or you can trade in 2 yellow tiles for a green tile. Or I could break a green tile down into 2 yellow tiles. Or maybe I had 2 greens and I could trade in those 2 greens to go to a 4-piece, or break that 4-piece down into 2 smaller pieces. That is allowed. But in this case, I need either a green and a yellow, or I need an orange. So if I happened to have an orange, I could fulfill this board just like that. And this board is done. If I don't have the orange, then I could use a green and a yellow. But once the board is done, just like in Project L, you take all the pieces off, you get to keep those pieces, you get to reuse them, and now I get to claim a red piece out of the pile that I have to use for future cards. Because see, this card here requires a red piece. It was interesting. I don't know that I think I still like Project L better, but it was definitely an interesting alternative to it. I definitely want to get some more plays of it in.
Well, like I said, you have an expansion to it. And
yes, we do want to play the expansion. But that is a Square One. Like I said, a follow-up to it. It says another chapter in the Project L universe. God, you turned the box when you took it.
I don't think, though, it's one that you really need both of them.
I don't think so. And this one may end up being in the other collection eventually. I don't know yet. I do want to explore it a little bit further. Between the two, so far, I still like Project L better. But it was only $10, so it was worth checking out.
Yeah. There is enough difference in it, though.
Yes.
But
yeah.
It's still you're not really truly dealing with shapes. You're just using a square, but the square has a shape of a tile on it.
But the big difference is in Project L,
you
can fill it in however you want.
Yeah.
It's up to you as to how that shape is filled in. This one, they give you very specific things you need to do it, and then you just have to figure out how to get those tiles. So, I don't know. Like I said, I want to explore it some more, but I don't know how long it'll stick around. So yeah, square one. Okay. That one's very heavy.
So we have Stuff Happens.
I have to admit this one was better than I thought it
Card
would
game for 2+ players. Stuff happens to me, to you, to pretty much everyone.
This was interesting. I did not expect to like this one, but I did.
No, and like you said before, it reminded you of kind of like
a little
has
bit like
Edo
Edo,
aspects, but also has the same of what is it? Not time. It's
a little bit
timeline.
Yeah, it actually does have a lot.
But this is dealing with percentages.
Yes. So.
Or rankings, basically.
Each player starts with 3 cards. You lay the cards out in front of you in number order. Like, for example...
7.21 goes behind 6.25.
So, for example, and these all have to do with just the misery index.
Things.
Like this one. Bacon is outlawed. Misery index, 10.3. You are mugged. Okay, that was definitely worse. Misery index, 62.5. And then forgot your wallet on a first date. Oh, that's not good.
That's worse than being mugged.
Right? But this says it's 72.1. So you lay these out in front of you.
Everybody has them.
Everybody has a set. Then one player at a time, one player to your left or right, whichever way you decide to go.
They would read.
They draw a card and read the card off.
So like next door neighbor's son gets drum kit for Christmas.
Gets what?
Gets a drum kit for Christmas.
Drum kit. I thought you said gets drunk for Christmas. I'm like, what?
Well, there could be that too. You know, it depends on on the neighbor.
This is true. All right, so a drum kit for Christmas. I'm going to say it's going to go somewhere between 10.3 and 16.5.
And you looked at the card.
I did not. Oh.
And it does.
See, I would have thought it'd be somewhere in the 50s, but okay. So there we go. So then I would do the same to him, and then he would pull another card for me. If you don't get it, then you don't get the card.
Right.
If you miss it.
And the whole key of the game is to get 10 of them?
You have to get 10 in a row in order to win the game. So the first player to get all 10 outlined properly wins the game. It's that simple. I did not expect to like this one at all, but reading through some of the cards,
it
was actually kind of interesting.
Forced to land a 747.
Ooh, 96.2. That would be very stressful.
How is this one?
What?
Blood and urine. Only a 60.
Well, I mean, it could mean anything. I don't know.
Win the Powerball. Lose the ticket.
Oh, no. 69.
Where do you think phone falls in toilet lands?
We had this one.
Did you?
Yes, I don't remember where it would land, though.
It says misery index of a 45. Termites is a 39.
Ooh, see, that would be way high for me.
Oh, that's worse than that.
What?
Someone from the balcony above vomits on you. I don't know if it's a misery factor or a gross factor. It's a 35.3.
No.
Cracked cell phone screen.
Now, that's actually not that bad anymore.
Vending machine eats your money.
A 2.1.
Yeah.
That's just annoying.
Okay, this one would be almost deadly for me. Wasp in mouth. But it's
yeah.
only a 45.
Gross. That's just gross.
Develop an allergy to your favorite food.
Donuts.
Favorite show is canceled. 4.5. And it's a guy with a baseball bat beating the TV.
I think there's a lot of laughter involved in this one. There is a gross factor involved, but there's a lot of laughter. I think we decided we're going to hold on to this one. It was just a neat card game.
I think this went on the list for 24.
I think it did, yes. If it didn't, it needs to. But yeah, I think this one would be a lot of fun.
So watch the 24-hour marathon next June.
Next June, yeah. There you go. We're
Dates
promoting early.
And you can see us play this.
First full weekend in June, usually. Okay, anyway, Stuff Happens is going to stick around. All right.
Stone Age.
Now we're getting into bigger games.
This is an old classic. This one is from 2008.
Yeah.
This is the original version of it. They have a newer version that they redid that's winter themed, I believe.
Yeah, I think they did it on Kickstarter or something. They crowdfunded it, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, here's your board. I'm not going to go into everything on this one. Everybody has a player board. Throughout the game, it's a worker placement. You start off with, I think, 6 workers, maybe 5 worker. I think it's 6. You start off with 6 workers. The rest are off to the side. You can gain them throughout the rest of the game. You are putting your workers out into the field here in order to increase your food production. You're putting them the tool hut in order to gain tools. Tools will help you with dice rolls later on. You are putting them out here into the woods and such, into the different quarries to hopefully gain some resources that can be used later on. You are putting them on specific huts down here in order to use the resources you've got in order to gain those huts to go onto your board. Those are straight up victory points. There are cards over here that are out that are end game scoring and give you some immediate bonuses. So you can put workers on those in order to gain those bonuses and such, but you've got to pay resources
set
for them.
In the cards
yeah,
as
these
well.
are a lot of end game scoring and set collection, which is up here. You can go out and get more food because just like in a Euro worker placement, you got to feed your people.
And it's
if you
not
can't,
a Rosenberg game.
No, if you can't feed your people, you lose victory points. You've got to do it. And then everybody's favorite location,
The hut.
the hut.
That's what they call it in the book.
Is it
It's
just the
called
hut? Okay.
The hut.
This is where you put 2 people there and you walk away with 3. You do the math. Anyway, so there's all sorts of different things going on, but it is your classic worker placement. Put workers somewhere, do it. Now, out here in the fields, in the quarries, and in the woods, you are rolling dice. You roll dice equal to the number of workers you put there. You can put, anybody can put up to 7 here. Well, I shouldn't say that. A total of 7 can be there. No matter how many people are putting workers out there, only 7 people can be here.
In each of the
4 areas, and then the
food, any amount of
any
people
amount
can be
of people
there
can go out for
because
food.
it's only a half open circle.
So what happens here is you take dice equal to the number of people you put there. So if you put 2 workers out here to go after wood, then you roll 2 dice for the wood. If I roll a 4 and a 5, so I roll a total of 9. Wood is worth 3 each. So I would divide that 9 by 3 and get 3 pieces of wood for my 2 workers. But if I only rolled
right there with the 5.
Right. But if I had been over here with the stone and rolled a 4 and a 5, I'm only going to get 1 piece of stone. But if I have a tool from the tool shop, I can spend 1 tool in order to make that to make this a 10 so that I can get 2. That's the uses of the tools.
And you can use as many tools as
Yes,
you want
you
on
can.
one roll.
You can, because you can get up to, each tool can be worth up to 4. Now, you can't divide them. If you only have a 4, guess what? You're spending a 4. But I don't know. I always forget how good this game is until we play it.
Yeah, and we had not played it in a while because of
how
video.
Yeah, how big our collection is. But I do enjoy it. I wasn't 100% sure it was going to stick around until we played it again. It's like, okay, yeah, it's going to stick around. I do really enjoy this one. I think it is a classic. Really did the bottom get
maybe
turned.
this can go in the list of one of the classic gameplays
yeah.
we're going to do soon.
That would be a good idea. Okay, but anyway, Stone Age. There's no tagline on it, so there you go.
So Michael Menzel.
There you go. All right, but it is going to stick around. It's a great game. Really enjoy this one.
The artwork in that, I wonder if it's the same artwork from the original, one of the games we still got to play, the Castle Defense game.
Stronghold.
Stronghold, yes.
Yes.
It kind of reminds me of it.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Next we have a deck building game, Summer Camp.
I love this game. Spoilers.
I sought this one out.
We did. We have 2 copies of this one in each collection because we just love it that much. This one, this was only available at Target.
First.
Is it available elsewhere now?
I think I've seen it in game stores now.
If not, it needs to be.
It was Target exclusive when it first came out.
So the way this one plays, you are putting out the pieces like so. You have your starting section. This is actually the top of the rivers, and you're actually trying to work to get across the rivers. So the board is modular. It changes up. And the reason for that, and you have 3 sets of 3 basically. The reason for that is these different icons up at the top of some of the trails or some of the spaces, because these different icons give you different bonuses as you work down each of the 3 trails. The goal with this one is to get from point A to point B of the trail over the 2 bridges and to the final bridge before everybody else, because at the end of each trail is a merit badge. As you cross each of the rivers, there are merit badges, but as soon as you get all 3 people across one bridge, and everybody has 3 workers, as soon as you get all 3 workers across one bridge, then, or onto one bridge, then you get this merit badge for participation. As soon as you get it across this one, then you get the All-Star merit badge. The first 3 people do, at least anyway. You don't put out an even number based on player counts. You only put out 3 and a 4.
And it tells you right there on the board how much goes there.
Now, these ones here, yes, you put out all 4 of them. Everybody gets one, provided they get to the end before the game's over. Game ends when one player has gotten all 3 merit badges. Simple as that. So you can get a total of 5 merit badges in any one game, or you might only get a couple. Here's your player board. So you have spots for all your merit badges. You have spots for your cards. This is, at its heart, a deck builder.
In your energy bar.
And your energy bars, yes, because
bar.
those are important. So this is, at heart, like I said, a deck builder. This is what I love about it.
It's like Dominion.
Yes.
In a way, because you pick which deck you want to use.
You pick your activities. You always use the base deck, which has your base cards in it, has your starting cards. Everybody starts with 10 cards like any normal deck builder. And then you pick your activities. I think, unfortunately, I don't think Buffalo is going to support this with more expansions. I wish they would.
Yeah, and they could. They could come up with a bunch of stuff. But
so you have a choice of arts and crafts, games, adventure, outdoors, cooking, friendship, and water sports.
And I don't think the cards are that different. I think all the cards are pretty much
the cards are
kind
pretty
of the
much
same
the
thing.
same.
It's just
the theme.
If you actually go through with the theme and say, oh, I'm building my whatever, and
here's your merit badges. They go down at the end of the path. In each set of cards, there is the one card that goes into everybody's base deck. This is the one card everybody has from this sport you start off with, because this allows you to move down this path. So everybody gets those. The rest of these get shuffled up. You put 2 out in front, and then as the game progresses, you are spending energy. In the base game, there are cards that give you energy. There's all of our merit badges.
And participation,
yep, and All-Star. So you have different, like the s'mores, give you 2 energy. You don't start with any s'mores, though. But in your base one, you have lights out. Lights out is just energy. That's all it's good for. You can't use it for anything else. But if you have 4 lights outs, 4, 1, 2, well, there's 3. There's 3 lights out cards. This is my hand, or part of my hand. I could buy this swimming practice, and this swimming practice now goes into my deck. It goes into my discard pile to be later shuffled into my deck. And this tells me that I can move 1 space on the path you have progressed on the least. So it does not have to be used on water sports. I can use it on whatever path I'm behind on. But it's worth 1 point at the end of the game. It cost me 3 to buy. All the cards are like this. They all give you something. Move 2 spaces on the water sports path. Move 2 spaces on any path. Move 3 spaces on the water sports path. And all of them are worth points at the game. And most of them are worth points at the end of the game. I love the thematics of this game. I feel like even though all of the decks of cards are very similar in what they do, they're all very thematic. Arts and crafts, you're talking about boondoggles and...
I was trying to remember what that was called, and I was like, it's some weird name, and I'm like, what is a boondoggle?
And we all were like, what is that? And Jessica piped up, oh, that's this. I'm like, okay, I know what that is. I did not know that's what it's called.
And me, you, and both our sons were camp counselors, and we were all like, what's a boondoggle? I don't know what that is.
Well, none of us worked in arts and crafts.
I did.
Okay, well then you have no excuse. I did not work in arts and crafts. I was, shockers.
Well, I was in leathercraft and racket building. And then I was a lifeguard. So
yeah, no, that's not really what this is. This is such a neat thematic game. It is a fantastic entry-level thank you, entry-level deck builder.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in getting somebody into deck building, I think this is probably the best deck builder I've ever found for that purpose.
This one would be like, if you're interested in Dominion,
yes.
if that one intrigues you enough, but you don't want to go down that rabbit hole because all of the expansions, this would get you started and get you kind of understanding the basics of that game.
Understanding the concept of deck building.
But because of that, it's a lot like Dominion.
Because the way you buy cards,
right.
yes.
But well, no, how you can customize the game by whatever you want to use.
Yeah. I think this is a theme that calls out to a lot of people. How many of us went to summer camp as kids?
Or worked at a summer camp?
Yes.
I like welcome to summer camp, camper rules and regulations.
Yes.
Which is one of the things you get when you go to summer camp.
This is, like I said, it is by far, I don't know if I would call it my favorite deck builder, but I think it's right up there in the top 2. I just think it is such a fantastic deck builder. It is the game we go to when we want to teach somebody deck building.
And it's Paul Walker Harding game.
Phil Walker Harding. You just saw the P, didn't you?
Yes. And,
anyway,
you know.
Fantastic game. Summer camp, we're keeping both copies, one here and one in the travel collection. Yep.
Next we have Stock Market Tycoon. This was not the game I was hoping it to be.
No, it really wasn't.
I was hoping for a really cool stock market type of game. I mean, there is stock market in it, but
there is definitely some stock market in it, but
if you like Excel,
pretty much, yeah, which I do. But no, and my job I deal with, and I don't directly deal with the stock market, but the company I work for does. So therefore, this intrigued me. All right, so here's your board. This is your classic roll and move game. You roll the dice, you move to a space, you do what the space says. Most of these spaces refer to drawing a card from a deck of cards. Market, day trade, dreams and realities. I think that's it.
Yep.
And then you've got your paper money. So at the start of the game, you start off with so much money, and you start off with a stock certificate sheet. And the stock certificate sheet lists out the 10 stocks that are available in the game. These stocks are represented on various cards throughout the game as well. The cards will tell you, hey, this happens to the market. Like, for example, this market card says, it is determined that Nike's adds 6 inches to everyone's jump. Demand soars, and so does the stock price. 100 shares of Nike leap up by $5,000. So if you own Nike, fantastic. The price of your, where is it? There it is.
I owned it, and it kept going down.
It did. So the price of Nike shares went up. Fantastic. So you write in how many shares you have, you write in the new price and what they're worth. And you keep doing this throughout the game. And then I think when one player gets to 1 million, you win.
Something
I don't remember what the final total was.
We didn't make it.
We did not. We ended up having a game night we had to leave for, so we did not ever finish the game. But I think by the time we quit, we had pretty much seen everything it was going to do. It was just a matter of playing it out. Mm-hmm. This one is going to leave the collection. It is
$1 million.
It was $1 million. Okay. It just did not do what we'd hoped it would.
Well, it did that, and then somebody had to. One person was the banker,
yes,
and then another one had to keep track of the stock market price change on another sheet.
It was right here.
Yeah.
So that
we laminated to be reused if you need to, but it was just like I said. It was like
Excel the board game.
Excel the stock market board game.
Yeah. We are going to let this one go. I just don't think we're the target audience for it by any stretch. Hopefully I can find it.
And you like Excel, though. And you
I do.
like the game.
And I thought it was interesting. But I thought that we saw everything it could do in the first 45 minutes of play. And at that point, it was just literally rolling the dice and playing it out. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Stock Market Tycoon. Unfortunately, it is going to leave the collection. All right. This table is not going to hold all these games.
Now we get my tables do.
Yeah.
I have now Strata 5.
This is another one we did not talk about whether we're going to keep this one or not. I don't like the size of the box.
No.
But I understand the size of the box.
Yes.
Okay, this one was actually kind of interesting, although I really think it could be about an inch thinner. But there's your board. You start off with 4 of these things on the corners. This starts off your building. And then throughout the game, you are adding more to it. There's a central pile of these. Everybody has 5, 6, I think it's 6 of these things. On your turn, you're putting a piece down, you're building a piece first, or do you move first? I think you move first and then build. You move first. So you start from the corner and you move the number of spaces on the piece. So 1, 2. And you do this with 2 different pieces. 1, 2, 3. And then you build. And when you build, you can build next to it like this. You can build straight on. I think it just has to touch something else that's already out there. Mm-hmm. And you continue doing this.
And it doesn't even have to be on your side.
No, you can build anywhere.
Anywhere on the board.
The idea is you want to get one of your pieces to the 5th layer. Yeah. So you have to build your base. And then you can start adding. Now see,
and you have to build onto 2 different tiles. You can't build on top of the same one. And when it gets going, it gets hard to figure out which one is how to build.
Because I could even technically do this.
And leave a hole below.
And leave a hole, but now I can't put anything in there. You can't get that in there. So you can't use that anymore. So that spot is dead. So you just keep building this out and trying to get pieces further up. So like I could do that, and then I could do this. And meanwhile, this guy's moving around. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and just keeps climbing. Mm-hmm. You can trap other people's pieces. So if I had been left right here, he could put a piece down right here and trap me. So now this piece can no longer move. He's stuck.
Mm-hmm. Or if you were here and I had a piece down here and was able to get on top of you, I capture you.
Yep.
And now you flip it over and now that becomes one of my pieces.
Yes. It was really interesting.
It gave me the vibes of Santorini. By trying to get it up to the top and get it built up to the top.
I felt like I don't like Santorini.
No, you don't.
I know we've already talked about that one. I've never cared for Santorini. This one, I felt like there was a lot more agency in it.
Yes, yeah.
So I really liked this one. I feel like I want to hold on to this one a little bit and explore it some more.
This one was a little bit harder to figure out. How many levels are you at right there? Can I get my guys over there to stop you?
Yeah.
Can I build that 5th level up to a 6th level really fast?
Right. I really liked it. I think I want to hold on to this one for a little while anyway. Okay.
It's a noisy game.
It's a noisy game, yes. But it was neat. Okay, anyway, Strata 5. Oh, God. The box got turned. Anyway, Strata 5, we are going to hold on to this one for now. I'm going to put this one down on the floor.
You were horribly stacking over there.
That's because I have to start with the little ones. You started with the big ones. I have to start with the little ones and build up.
Next, we're talking about Stratego.
Okay.
We played 2 of them.
We did.
Regular base original Stratego or Star Wars Stratego.
Okay, so Stratego is essentially just a strategy. It's a war strategy game. Well, this one says the Galactic Battlefield Strategy Game. I think it's basically the classic Battlefield strategy game.
The classic game of Battlefield strategy.
Okay, so with Stratego, you have your big old board.
And both of these each had its things that I liked about the game.
Yes, they both did. I agree there. So here's the base game.
Because this one had a board where when you took the people off, you put them in their little spots
so you could see exactly what was still out.
That one didn't do that.
It did not. So before the game starts, everybody takes all their pieces, and I'm going to show some pictures of this because we're not going to lay all these out. But you start lining these up, I think 3 rows deep, 4 rows deep, which is right up to the lakes, and you can't cross the lakes. And then on your turn, depending on the piece, you move the piece 1 spot. The only thing that can't move is bombs. I was going to say, watch me try moving a bomb right now.
Or the flag.
And the flag can't move. The goal
is to capture the flag.
Capture the flag. You have to capture the opponent's flag. If the opponent runs into a bomb, then that opponent blows up, with the exception of the 3, because the 3s can defuse the bombs. So my piece, and this is a 5.
That is a spy.
This is a spy. My piece is a 6, because the spy is only good against the 10. So my piece is advancing. If I decide I want to attack, then on my next turn, I could attack right here. And then each player has to identify what this is. Oh, they're both 6s. Crud, both players are gone. They killed each other. So they're both out of the game. So the next piece, this 3 comes up and he attacks here. This is that's an 8. That's not good. My bomb diffuser is gone. And you just keep doing this. You're moving across the board. You can move vertically or horizontally. The only things, again, you can't move are your bombs and your flag. The goal is to get across the board and get your opponent's flag without blowing yourself up. Now, if you run across a bomb, and I probably don't have a bomb out. Oh, here's a bomb. If I were to run across a bomb, then the bomb stays put. I now know what it is. I just have to remember where it is. It can't move. I just have to remember where it's at. And I can hopefully get one of my bomb diffusers up there to defuse it, in which case he takes the place and this bomb goes away. You keep doing that till you find the flag. I was way ahead in this game. You had half the pieces on the board I did, and he still got my flag. I was very upset. But it is what it is. Yep. Okay, so the Star Wars one is literally identical.
Not literally.
Well, but it plays identical.
But
it has an advanced mode.
It has a different mode to it.
So this one
that gives you special powers.
You're out
of
in
your
space.
Pieces.
The board, I think, is actually the same size. It's just the spaces are smaller.
Yeah.
So this one is out in space, and all of the pieces are represented by various characters in the Star Wars universe. The bombs are slightly different. Oh no, that's actually not a bomb. That's a 3. That's a diffuser. And you're trying to find the opponent's lightsaber.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Yep.
Again, set up exactly the same way. Yep, that's a bomb. That's the opponent's bomb. Oh, and
the bombs are thermal detonators. The flags are lightsabers.
Yep. The biggest difference with this one is that some of your characters have special abilities in the advanced game. We did not play that. We just played base Stratego. We probably should have.
And they're all written down here.
Yeah, they are.
On the board. Like Luke had a vision, and so did Yoda was a vision.
And
yours was
so did
Darth
and the Palpatine both had visions.
And in here, it tells you what the vision is. It's like, only the most powerful of the Jedi and Sith can employ vision to sense the presence of others nearby. A plain piece with vision, after revealing itself, may force an opponent's piece back, basically move it back 2 squares.
Oh, okay.
Horizontally, vertically, diagonally, or any combination to reveal itself.
But as soon as you do that, you reveal where your strongest 2 people are.
No, you reveal that one.
Well, no, what I'm saying, though, because as soon as you do that, you know that's one of your strongest 2 people. You reveal, you may not...
So if Luke was out here and I did that to you, I would show, hey, this is Luke, and then I can turn it back around, and then I can move him.
Well, yes. You might be able to hide, and you did hide Luke.
I hid Luke and Yoda and... Obi-Wan, and I also had
anyway,
Qui-Gon.
you moved him around and had me. My mistake was I kept focusing on what I was doing and not paying attention to what you were doing. So you would move something. I'm like, wait, what did you just do? So I lost them very quickly that way. I think we decided we're going to hold on to this one. I like the options on this one better. Well, not the options. Let me rephrase that. I like the board on this one better.
Yes.
But I like the fact that this one has that advanced variant.
Mode, yeah.
And I do like that. Anyway, I think what we're going to do, I don't think we need to hold on to 2 copies of Stratego. We're going to let this one go. We're going to hold on to this one. Typically we go non-IP when we hold on to stuff, but I feel like Star Wars is...
This has a different way to play.
It has a different mode of play. And I feel like, 50 years of Star Wars, it's an IP that's going to stick around for a while.
Yeah. And you can play the normal
base
way
game,
base game, but
absolutely.
then you could also use the powers on it if you wanted to.
I agree.
Next we have Stop Thief. This is the original version of Stop
Yes.
Thief. So Restoration Games remade this game.
Yeah.
And now it has, I believe it's an app.
It's an app.
almost. Yeah.
Yes. I did watch a video on what the differences were after we played this so that I could see if it was worth maybe finding another one. But yes, it is an app based instead of, otherwise it seems to play almost identically. And I'll kind of explain some of the differences as we go. This one has...
This artwork is like Payday.
It is actually, yes. Okay, so here's your board. Your board depicts four different buildings. The red spots are crime scenes. When the game starts, battery operated, little console here.
And for those of you from our time period, it's like an old cordless wall phone.
There you go. So you turn this on, and it tells you where he's starting. This says 4 CR. CR means crime scene. So he's committing a crime somewhere in building 4, right here, which means he's in one of these 5 orange spots. That's where he's starting. We know that much. At the start of everyone's turn, number one, you have a number of cards that let you do. It could tell you to go 4 extra spaces. It could tell you get a free tip. It could say you pay $100 to get a tip. Whatever. So,
or you get more clues.
Or you can get more clues, yes. You can press the clue button a few more times, which basically makes him move. At the start of each round, you have, well, as soon as somebody's caught, you flip over the next criminal card. The criminal card, and there's stuff on the back of these. How did I not notice that when we played this? It outlines the back.
Squirrel.
So here is Hans Ophi. He is 4 foot 3 1/8 tall. Okay. Weighs 77 pounds. He's a pickpocket. He is especially handy at crowded locations where, because of his size, he usually goes unnoticed. Steals everything, including the pockets themselves. Anyway, and look, it even gives his thumbprints.
Yes.
Anyway, I did not notice these.
The first criminal that came up in the gameplay we did of this, I read the back end of it.
Did you really?
That's how well she pays attention to me, people. There you go.
Did not know you did that. Anyway, so there you go. So this is who we're looking for. He's in the bank right now, committing a crime in one of these 5 orange spots. So on my turn, I am going to hit a clue button. The first thing I do is I hit a clue button. And it didn't do anything.
There you go.
He's walking. That's a walking sound. Does not sound like a walk. No, that's
Sounds
a door.
That's
a
door.
door.
A door. Sounds like a car from the old Atari games.
He's basically moved up to 2 spaces and gone through a door. So he was probably right here, or right here, or right here. There's 3 possible spots he could have been in, or right there. Okay, he could have been in any of those 5 spots and gone through a door. So he's here, 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 or here. I know that. We narrowed it down by 1.
Make sure it's a door, not a window.
Good call. These are all doors.
You kept trying to go out windows.
So did you.
Only
so anyway,
a couple.
And then at that point, I would roll my dice and I would move. We all start over here on the detective agency. I would roll my dice and move into the building, hopefully, and try to capture him. Then Greg would go and he would press the clue button. That was breaking glass. Now he is somewhere where he could break glass. Oh no, that's street. I'm sorry. That was walking on the street. So he went out one of these. He had to have gone out that door or this door. Nope, he couldn't have gotten to that door. He's on this door. So he's out here somewhere now. So we're trying to get from, oh, actually, we're really close to him then. So Greg would move. He now knows that because he went through a door, and now he's walking on the street.
And I have a tip
and
card.
luckily, and you have a tip card. So the tip, if he has a tip card first, he can use his card. It says he's on 8th Street. 8, that says 8 ST.
Yeah, that's the
8.
tip.
Yeah, but I thought usually it gives you a number.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so typically what would happen is this would actually give me a physical location of where he is. 879, 897, 899, whatever. This lends to exactly what we're going to do with this. Unfortunately, half the time we pushed the button, it didn't do anything at all. So I think we're going to let this one go, but I kind of want to actively seek out the revised version of it. I feel like this is a good game. It's a good classic game.
What number is that? 879?
879. You trying to arrest?
I'm arresting him. And I failed.
He's not there.
So he
So,
could be...
Once you decide you think you know where he's at, you could attempt an arrest. In which case you press the arrest button, you tell him exactly where you're at and where you need to arrest him from. And then the sounds it depicts tells you whether you're successful. I'm hoping the app actually is a little more clear on actually telling you instead of relying on sounds. You're still trying to figure out where he's at?
Yeah.
He's somewhere, I don't know. All of these are 8s. That's just it. No, all of this is 8s.
And I'm wrong again.
Okay.
Okay. But anyway.
Anyway, we are going to let this one go because of the problems with this piece. Which, again, this is a...
If you got patience, it works.
It works. It just,
but
right now, it's not wanting to cooperate.
Yeah, of course, right now, it's not going to cooperate.
No, of course not, because why would it? But like I said, we are going to let this one go, but I do want to actively seek out the newer version. I think it's a great game. It's kind of like a step up on Clue.
Yeah.
Type of thing, you know? So, anyway, Stop Thief. Good game, but unfortunately this one I think is worn out, which is too bad because the board itself is in great condition. Mm-hmm. It's just the mechanism is not, unfortunately. So, yeah. All right.
Next we have a Gen Con pickup.
Yes.
This is Sprocketforge.
This is a really neat game.
Yes.
I really liked this one. We've only gotten to play it once. I'm looking forward to playing it again. So how this one works, and we're not going to go into super great detail on this one. We did actually just talk about it on our podcast. You can always listen to it there. Each player has a player board with these sprockets, and you have to line the sprockets up so that the little holes are at the bottom. That's the only rule on lining these up. Where'd it go? Right there, right there. And you have to do, nope, like that. Mm-hmm. Did I move that hole? I think I moved, no, it's close enough. For this, for purposes today, it's close enough. So you line these up, and then, come on, get in there. There you go. Start the game out with these things in here as well. And you can line them up however you wish. You draft 2 of them to start the game with, and then throughout the game you're adding more. And these will give you specific resources. When they activate, they also give you storage spots for resources that you cannot spend on a specific turn.
These are called enchantments.
Enchantments, thank you. And then your resources are nice wood resources. You've got cards out that are basically orders that you have to fulfill with the resources that you've got.
Which look like that.
Yes. So, on your turn, you are essentially just turning the wheel so that what is here moves down. So eventually, you're going to hopefully have all of these filled up, and you're going to have resources on them. And as you're turning them, you're producing more resources. You produce the resources, and you put them down here. Anything that is in storage at the bottom, you now have, and you can spend this round. And then you're spending those in order to get your orders fulfilled. As you fulfill orders, they will give you these extra little seals that go in the middle. And you pop them in here however you wish. And these seals activate. I don't know if you can see that. Well, here, let me leave it in there. But the seals activate when they line up with the spot on the very bottom of the board, which I thought was really neat. So they don't activate all the time. So you can put them in any way you wish, but once they're there. You can't move them again.
Unless you disenchant the enchantment, and then everything comes off.
If I decide I'm going to disenchant this, I would pull off these 2 pieces that are stored. If there's anything there, I would get it. I would get to produce from that one last time. So bottom. If, say, this is on the, what is that? That's a, nope, not that one. Okay, so say this one's on the bottom. That's a water drop. I would get an extra water drop. I would also get to pull off whatever I have stored there, and then this whole thing comes off and gets discarded out of the game. And then I can now hopefully get another one to put up here to give me more variety. I don't remember the end game on this one.
I will check. Hold on.
But as you're using your resources, you're putting them up here. And then there are certain symbols on your cards or on your enchantments that allow you to remove this stuff. If this fills up completely, you lose the game. But there are enchantments on here that let you take them from your neighbors. So if Greg has a bunch of water up here and I need water, I may pull up I may get my enchantment to where I need it so that I can take some of his water so I can use it for one of my things.
So when somebody gets to 30 renown.
Right. That's right. When somebody gets to 30 renowned, i.e. points, that triggers the end of the game. I thought it was a really intriguing game. It is very puzzly.
And the player boards that come with it too, on one side it has all your basic actions, but then you can play the other side and now you have asymmetric powers that each faction can have.
Yes, we need to play it with that side now. We played basic last time.
Yes. Well, it was the first time we ever played
Well, that's true. I really liked it. I'm looking forward to playing it again. Anyway, that is Sprocketforge. Very interesting puzzly game.
This one we seen a couple years ago at Gen Con. We demoed it there. Well, he showed it to us
Yeah,
there.
it was on Kickstarter.
And it went to Kickstarter and we forgot about it, but we lucked into it at Gen Con this year. I ran into it and found it. I was like, yes, this has upgrades. We have the little plastic sprockets.
That
it
came
does
with it.
come with upgraded metal sprockets, which is the cost of the game.
Beautiful, but yeah.
Yeah,
and I get the cost. I do.
Yeah.
They are gorgeous. And they're heavy.
And then you can get.
But I can't
we
bring
have the
myself to
wooden
spend the
resources
money.
in this one, but you can upgrade to the rewood.
It looked like rewood. I think that's what it was. That's what it looked like anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, do you need it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends on how blinged out you want your game.
Right now, we're going to stick with what we've got and explore the game as is. But
yeah, but really enjoyed our first play of it.
very much so.
It's definitely an engine building game that can change throughout. You want it to change because you're building it one time to get your orders out, and then you realize I don't have anything else that needs that stuff, so now I need to disenchant these so I can get more enchantments in there that will help me with some of the other stuff.
We did not take advantage of that mechanism, and we need to, and I feel like that is a very powerful move.
Well, I think we're just trying to figure out how it played the first playthrough.
Yeah. Anyway, Sprocketforge, it is sticking around. We have a lot more exploring to do on this one, for sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Now we have Subdivision. This is
Sorry, I just
in the
scratched you.
same kind of realm as Suburbia, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. This is a Bezier game.
I honestly could not tell you which one I like better. I like them both. I think they both do unique things. All right, so
but they still have somewhat of the same type
feel.
of scoring. Yes, same type of feel.
Yes. Okay, so this is your player board. You actually have two different sides you could use, and anybody can. I know I scratched you. I'm sorry.
Did you draw blood?
No, sorry. I stabbed you with my fingernails. There's two different sides of the board. There's this one where the highway goes around the edge of the board, and then there's this one where the highway goes right down the side of it. And everybody can play on a different side if they want to. That's totally up to them.
Yeah, I thought you had to play on the same side.
No, I think you can choose sides. So
I will look that up. I don't
look
know.
that up.
We'll
You
figure it
look
out
that
why she tells you about the game.
Okay, so how this plays, there are some just generic tiles out. There's school tiles, there are park tiles. Yeah, it's just those two. Okay.
Yeah, it does say you can choose either side.
Yep. See, that's right.
Normally when they have sides like everybody plays on the same side.
Oh, there it is, the lake tiles. I knew there was three. So you have park, lake, and school tiles, and these are just sitting in a stack somewhere. The flip side of all of these tiles are streets. So if you gain streets, which there are tiles that do that, you just flip one of these over and you lay it down. So there are a number of tiles out in stacks based on player count. This is a closed drafting type of game. So everybody gets, I think, 5 tiles to start with, and there's 5 tiles in a stack per player. You pick the tile you want, you choose it, you pass it on. Kind of like Neon when we explained that one. Same concept as Neon, where it's that open drafting, or the closed drafting. So you pick the tile you're going to keep. Somebody, before you pick your tile, thank goodness, before you pick the tile, somebody rolls this dice. You have a green square, and then you have to put that down. You have to put this tile down in configuration with the dark little corner here off to the side, to one side, on any one of these green spots. Now, if you notice on this board, all of these spots have negative numbers in them. That means that if by the end of the game, if you haven't filled it, then you're going to lose that number of points. So you maybe want to fill some of the higher points first. So you lay down on any one of these greens. On the first tile, nothing happens because you can't activate the tile that you place down. You activate the tiles you place up against. So maybe on the next turn, I'm going to place out this. So I'm going to place this one and somebody rolls a pink. Great. I can place it right. Is that right? Nope, it is not right. It goes this way. I place it here. That means this tile activates. The yellow tile activates. The yellow tile, and there is a cheat sheet here that tells you what each of these do. The yellow tile means that I can take roads. I get to take 2 roads from any one of these stacks. So basically I take a couple of lakes and I flip them over to be roads. So there's my roads. So I got my yellow, I got this guy. I've got 2 roads. I can lay down 2 roads any 2 spaces away from him. One of the end scoring conditions is that every piece you have out here that is connected to the road that goes through town, either by open spaces, which are negatives, or by roads, you score 5 points for each one of those pieces. So maybe I want to lay a road right here because that gets both of these 2 pieces to my highway. And then maybe I can go 2 spaces away, so maybe I'll go ahead and lay the other one right there so that whatever's here can be connected to the road as well. Or maybe I'll lay it up here so this piece can be connected to the road, however I want to do it. But then the draft is done, then you go and you draft again. So here's the next one, and we roll another green. Okay, well this is a residential place. There's no greens near what I'm already on. I could go ahead and put over here and hope that I can connect it later, or I can pay a coin, 2 coins, and put it down on anywhere I wish. But maybe I'm just going to do that and I'll come back to it. As you are touching tiles, as you are laying tiles down, you activate everything you touch.
Mm-hmm.
You don't activate the tile itself that you just laid. You activate everything it touches. But you're wanting to get lakes down because lakes give you more money. You're wanting to get parks down because they give you victory points at the end of the game. You want roads because the roads are going to get you to the highway, so you score that 5 points per. There are sidewalks that one of them... Boardwalks that one of the tiles puts out. And you score points based on the number of unique tiles times something else.
The amount of boards you have out, if I'm not mistaken.
It was the number of unique tile zones times the number of unique improvement types on a single piece of boardwalk. So
and this one actually says sidewalks.
Oh, it is. Whichever. I just think it's a neat puzzle because you're reliant on this silly die as to where you can put stuff, and sometimes it doesn't work. So you have to pay the 2 coins to put it where you do want it.
This definitely puts a randomness into the game.
It does put a lot of randomness into the game. I agree there. But there's ways to mitigate it.
Yeah, and you can't look at your boards like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to make a road just come straight down here, or come around and come straight down here. That way I can build buildings here, and I'll have everything. No, it don't work that way.
You can try.
It ain't going to work.
But good luck with that. I've always liked this.
You better get a lot of yellow tiles activated to be able to do something like that.
Yes. Yeah, you better draft every yellow tile.
And the randomness of what you're going to get, because you're going to take one pass on, and what's in that hand that you're going to get.
Who knows? So, yeah, it's a good game. I do like it. I love the puzzle behind it. I feel like it is similar enough to most city buildings. Like I said, it's got that neon feel because, and neon may have come out after this. I honestly don't know off the top of my head.
Think so.
But it has that same drafting like neon does.
But the synergy of the buildings is more like Suburbia.
Suburbia, yes, absolutely. Nope, this way.
And the artwork, the tile look is all Suburbia.
Yes, very much so. But yeah, that is Subdivision. We actually have 2 copies of this, one in each collection.
Do we? Okay.
For now, we'll hold on to both. I don't know if we'll keep both in the long run. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, that's Subdivision. I stopped and think about it for a minute. I almost said Suburbia.
And then there is
Suburbia.
Suburbia. Are you really going to open this up?
Sort of. So I'm going to show some pictures of this. We just played this last night with Doug and Mary, so I do have some fresh pictures. This is the collector's edition that we bought a while back. It was actually one of the first collector's editions we ever bought.
It's the first box collector's edition that actually
Details
put on the
how
side
to put it together.
on how everything goes together.
I love that, yes. This was, like I said, the first collector's edition we bought. I'm glad they changed the way they do these afterwards, but this one has, and this was one of the draws, I think.
And there's still more of those down in there.
There's what, 14 here? Mm-hmm. There's 14 here. There's another 6 on the bottom of the box. There's 20 color options in this. It only plays 5 players, but no matter what your favorite color is, you might be able to find it in this game. I'm hoping so. Mm-hmm. But each one of these, I do like this. One side is very generic. You can actually play this 2 different ways. You can play it where your city board starts up top and you're building down, or you can play it where your city board's on the bottom and you're building up. The only issue is building up, you have a city name.
Yes.
Building down, you do not.
Yes.
So this is Hong Kong. This one, that's Philadelphia. Staying a little close to home this time. And then we have Las Vegas, and we have London, and there's Prague, and I think Doug was Kuala Lumpur last night, and
I was Orlando.
you were Orlando, and I was
were
Rome, and yeah. So I do like the fact that they took some thought in that.
Mary was Paris.
Mary was Paris, yes. So
oh no, you're
it does.
more.
I'm not gonna. It does include a lot of the different expansions. Actually, this is all your colors, and there's 5 more underneath here, underneath your starting tiles.
Yeah, that's kind of cool because
I do like
these
this.
little spots here for each player is set up for everything
Yes,
they need to start.
everything you need to start with. I do like that. So this is your starting tray with all the different colors involved. So there are plenty of colors, that's for sure. And then it has, this is your resource tray, and it has all your coins and all your other little bits in it that help you identify tiles faster. So the basis of this game, and we'll just play it with these tiles because I'm not digging down any further. The basis of this game is you have a bunch of tiles that you are drafting out. I'm going to show a picture of the thing because I'm not going to dig down any further in this box, but there is a draft wheel.
Yeah.
Tiles are stacked up. There is a marketplace of tiles out that show all the tiles that are available for purchase and how much the market price for those tiles are. You add that market price to the price on the edge of the tile, and that's how much you pay for the tile when you pick it up. Throughout the game, you are building both your income track and your reputation track. Both of these go up and down based on the tiles that you're placing. They both go up and down based on the victory point board. Because the larger your city gets, the more population you get, the more your reputation goes down and the more money it costs you in order to keep your city running. Mm-hmm. That's the thematics of it. So these numbers keep going up and down. But as you're placing tiles, you're looking at a couple of different things. There is an immediate bonus up in the top. This one here immediately increases your reputation by 1. And then there's stuff on the bottom that states, like this one says the Opera House, you get 1 income for each adjacent civic building. So maybe, oh, look, here's a civic building. Maybe I ended up buying these too. So for every civic building that is, there we go. For every civic building that I have next to my Opera House, I can raise my income by 1. So at the end of every single turn, I get income because my Opera House is next to a civic building. Well, the civic building says that the Opera House is those are
commercial.
Not commercial, thank you. The civic building is the memorial building. It states that I get 1 reputation if it's next to each. 1 reputation for each adjacent civic building. Well, this isn't a civic building, so I don't get this reputation yet, but maybe I put another civic building right here. Well, now I get a reputation because of this one, and I get yet another income because it's next to 2 civic buildings now. So it keeps expanding. Yeah. As you're laying tiles down, you're activating the tile that you just put down, but potentially the tiles around it as well. Mm-hmm. So it's really interesting that way. Lots of expansions in this one. There's a ton of expansions in this one. various bonus tiles, and you've got private goals, and you've even got borders you can use. That this is one of the
It comes from some
expansions.
Well, this whole trade's an
Yeah, this whole tray is the 5-star expansion. It's an interesting game. I do really like this one.
And the downside of this version,
The base game is on the very bottom of the box. It's way
Yes.
down here. The base game tile. So you have to dig through. Now,
All
mind
your
you, the first two you have to have out anyway.
yes.
But you still have to dig through all of the expansion content to get down to the base game. And I don't like the way that was designed. But, okay, whatever. We're going to hold on to this one.
Yes.
We do both very much enjoy. I have no idea. I'll let you lift that up to see if it's on right. We do, because you turned the box, so I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if
know.
it stayed right or not.
I turned it right.
Okay, good deal. We're going to hold on to this one. We do both very much enjoy the game, even though it's packed weird. But it's just such a neat city builder.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. We introduced it to Doug and Mary last night, and they both really liked it as well, I feel. So we are going to hold on to this one. But anyway, that is Suburbia from Bezier Games, and that is it for this episode. So we're done.
10 down and 10 to go.
2 to go.
2 to go.
2 more to go.
It started with a T, which is coming up.
Yes. Yes, we got 2 more episodes to go on the S's, and then we're actually narrowing down. I think I counted, I looked the other day. It's been a couple weeks since I looked, and we had 350 games left to play. What's a year?
If we play a game every day, 1 game a day.
Yeah. That's the plan for the next year. We had a lot. Never mind. Anyway.
Until then, we'll see you at the next one.